Hey guys, it's Mike here, back from our Kerbal space program. In the last episode, we got everyone home safely. We got Jebediah, Bill, Bob, and Melvin home. Well, Melvin's at the space station, but I guess you could consider it a home away from home. So I can just show you guys real quick. So we have Jeb, Bill, and Bob. So they were on a big mission to the Mun. And I could show you guys Melvin right here. So yep, she's right here on the space station. Alright, so everyone is where they're supposed to be. And you've probably noticed something. I have an insane amount of science. This is because off camera, I decided to send a little probe. Boop, like this thing right here. Something really special. It's more just to help communications between probes and unmanned crafts in deep space. So yeah, it's just a little thing right here, just to help communication. This is because we're gonna be doing an interplanetary flight. How cool is that? We're gonna be going to Eve. Now, because I was sending out that probe, obviously, since we already had a ton of experiments in the lab on the space station, a ton of science was being generated, so I collected all of it, and there's definitely lots of science over time. Here, okay. So, off camera, I was building a rocket. Now, because that was in a later save, because I had to scrap an episode, I have to unlock everything, but I already have everything built, so we should be able to just get the rocket back out. Alright? Heat shield. And I'll also need this. Actually, I'll need this. And this. And I got this because of this Oscar B fuel tank. That was basically just for a Duna lander that I was going to build, but of course that's not the focus of this video. So this is the rocket that we're going to be sending. I'm not going to try to do any editing for this video because I more just want to relax. Alright then, so this is what we have so far. This is the probe that we're going to send up to Eve, and it's going to land on Eve, and as it's a probe, it's not going to return. So I guess I could quickly explain to you what it is. So this is pretty arbitrary, it's pretty simple about how this works. It just goes straight to Eve. So I guess I could explain the lander. So this is one of the big heat shields. It's this one right here. So it'll inflate, and then the parachutes will come down. Well, they'll be deployed, and then they'll just land on the surface of Eve, basically. It's pretty simple. There's lots of science experiments on here. There's a Science Junior. It also has solar panels. There's some extra solar panels right here because I found that on an experiment on one of my sandbox saves that it would actually destroy the solar panels when going down, even with the giant heat shield. So which is why I put some of these there. And there's this radiator. Oh, I thought I put one of them that extended, but I guess not. Anyway, this is fine. Well, I'm gonna turn down my volume a bit. Just so you guys can hear me better. Don't really know what master is. If you guys know what this is, what this means, could you please let me know in the comments below? I guess I could also turn down the volume of voices. Alright then. So yeah, this is just so you guys can hear me better. Since I know that the music and sounds of this game can be kind of loud sometimes. Alright then, well, I guess this is it. See ya. And no crew is on there, so I guess let's just launch this thing. Hold on, I forgot. I had to get into an Eve transfer window. Because we're currently not in an Eve transfer window. You could just check that. Yeah, we are currently in one. Oh, so I guess the time of it doesn't change in between, like, I guess it has to be launched. So yep, this rocket's gonna be on here for a while, but it's not like we would have done any other experiment, or like, sent any other launches, because I really wanted to do an Eve mission. Because once I do, like, episode 20 of Mike Plays Kerbal Space Program, I'm gonna, like, be a little random when it comes to my uploads. Basically, I won't, because you guys know that I did, like, 40 episodes of Space Agency 213 in a row, and I'm doing 20 episodes of Kerbal Space Program in a row. So I figured that I would be a little random beyond that. Like, maybe just do whatever I want, basically. You know, what does this mean? It's pink. Alright, so an Eve transfer window, Eve needs to be behind Kerbin about 54 degrees behind Kerbin. Hold on, let me get my multi-tool ruler. It serves as a ruler, a protractor, and a compass. It doesn't really work too much as a compass in my opinion, but as a ruler and a protractor, it's decent. Now, the protractor isn't precise, but it does the job. So, I'm gonna use my protractor. Okay. Let me try my multi-tool. Alright then, I think that's pretty solid, and I do have a save in case, like, something does go wrong, just before I start making this video. Alright then, you guys ready to go to Eve? Because I am. 3, 2, 1, let's go! So I guess it only starts once you've actually activated the stage. So yeah, how you guys doing today? Right now it's 4:48 in the morning. And it is the 22nd of June. See, like, before making this video, I have, like, attempted to do, like, interplanetary. Oh, gotta restart it. Well, then I have to quick save, so we don't have to do that. So we're still in that Eve transfer window. We are. Alright, Zed, SAS control is on. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, before making this video, I have attempted like a one-way mission with no Kerbals to Eve before, but none of them were really successful. Like, sometimes I would like miss Eve and I wouldn't have enough Delta V to actually land on the surface. Like, basically, I wouldn't get caught in Eve's atmosphere. So, I watched a Matt Loud video about how to get to Gillian back on low tech. And because I'm just going to Eve and I'm sending a probe that will return, this shouldn't be too hard. Okay, but basically, I learned that halfway through the journey, you should like use normal and anti-normal and radial in and out in order to like get closer to Eve's surface for less Delta V. Oh, gotta keep pressing S. Alright, but I do have SAS control on. Alright, so not again. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying not to like have any editing in this video because I more just want to like get this out quickly. I want a little break from editing, so to make up for it, I'm going to like try to talk a little bit more. Okay, that was just the booster, but the rocket seems to be okay. Alright, gotta keep pressing S. Alright, but it does seem that we'll get into a stable Kerbin orbit. See, I was trying out some things in my sandbox save, and, well, like I said, none of them were really successful. Like, the first two, I just couldn't really, like, get into a stable orbit around Eve. Couldn't even get that. And thus, like, if I can't get into a stable orbit, I would just get flung off. Like, how would I be able to land on the surface? And there was a time where I actually did land on the surface, but because of the solar panels that I explained how they would just break under, like, the conditions, I didn't have any batteries on it, only the batteries in the probe core. So thus, the probe ran out of power, and there was no way to recharge it, so thus it became useless. It couldn't actually do anything. But I've learned from my mistakes, and hopefully we'll be able to get this done for real. Yeah, the first step is to get into a good Kerbin orbit. Yeah, so I packed the battery on this thing. That was a charge. I never realized it had that much charge. So yeah, before we get into Eve's atmosphere, we'll just be able to retract these. Then the heat shield will protect it in Google Drive. So yeah, Google Drive, like, accidentally, like, opened up OBS and stuff. So, I guess I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to, like, speed things up, because I just wanna, like, have a nice video, you know? Alright, so once we get down to the surface of Eve, we can just discard the heat shield, and then we'll let the probe do its own thing. And it has the parachutes. So the first step is to get into a Kerbin orbit, as you can see I'm trying to do here. Because you crawl before you... Just gotta get 70,000 meters. Am I gonna get 70,000 meters? And I just did. Alright. So now we need to create the maneuver node. So this definitely involves some trial and error, but I did learn from the Matt Loud video, you do it on the daytime side if you want to decrease the orbit, basically. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. Oh, dang it. Hold on, that's pretty good. I didn't think that's... I want to get to the maneuver node. So we'll get an even counter. No even counter. Seriously? Gotta try again. Gotta keep on trying, because if at first you don't succeed, try again. Because that's what they tell you in school, right? I mean, I learned that from old YouTube videos. Oh yeah, I forgot to set even my target. Nope, that's a Kerbin encounter. Now, I hope that the signs that I can get from Eve will help me be able to go to Duna. Since I'll want to get nuclear engines to be fuel efficient. Yeah, if this still isn't working, then I'm going to try to get into more circular orbit, but this means that I am getting somewhere. So yeah, somewhere around here. Alright then, I got an Eve encounter. Alright, so now that we've got the encounter, all we have to do is just adjust it. But this is already a good start. Alright, so that's better than the first one. Alright, this could work for now. Oh, okay, no, that's not gonna work. And of course, we can always plot the course once we're actually on the journey. See, I'm not sure if this is gonna be a longer video than my other videos. So yeah, it's just until now that I realized that I can't target for the move nodes with the probe cores I have, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do this. But thankfully it is mostly pro grade. Alright, so I guess I can start. So yeah, this is the second best thing, right? Hopefully with that deep space satellite, it should help strengthen the communication. Let's see, the deep space satellite is right here. Not sure how much connection it still has to Kerbin. Hopefully some. And I could send like more satellites out to different planets. Like I could try to send out a Duna satellite. You guys comment down below if you'd like me to record that. Maybe I will. Not sure. Maybe I could like have it be like unvoiced, like no commentary, and then just upload it as like a separate thing, not really part of the series. Yeah, we're getting pretty far out there. And... oh. Do I have that even counter? Yes, I do. So yeah, this is good enough for now. So we can save here, and then we can go on the voyage. Alright, in the meantime, let's check up on the space station to transfer any science. Yeah, that is a lot of science. Wait, 700. Oh, right here. How long have I been recording for? Yeah, since I'm not really like checking OBS, I have to like use this method. For about 20 minutes. This video might be longer than average, but because it's a special mission, I hope you guys like that. I don't know. I'm trying to talk more. Here am I. I think I had like a list of things to like talk about. It's like trying to look in my notebook. No, I think I had it scanned on my phone. Alright, let me check my phone. Alright, so it looks like the science has completed. Alright, I found it. Alright, so I guess I could talk about like how Friday was for me. Because Friday... okay. Alright, so I can switch to that. Alright. So on Friday, one of my friends came over. I'm not going to reveal his name because I don't think he's comfortable with his name being shared. Guess I'm going to have to change this orbit a little bit. So, yeah, we had lots of fun. So, like, we played video games together, and, like, I also made him some food. I made some spaghetti for him. Alright, go back to that. Alright, so this is pretty good. So we're going to Eve. Isn't this just so exciting, guys? We're gonna be going to Eve. Maybe I'll, for now, stop the research in the space station, just so we don't progress too fast, because I want there to still be many more episodes of this series. And even if we do complete the tech tree, like, there's still so many other places to go. Like, we could go to Duna. And I did find that the science we do earn per day does decrease, but that's okay. since we're still getting a lot of science. So does the dish, like, does it transmit faster if we, like, just... Does it basically transmit faster if we point it towards Kerbin? Not sure. But if it does, let's just let's just do this real quick. Maybe we could just fast forward this. Oh yeah, and I still need to, like, adjust the orbit as the spacecraft is still in deep space. Oh yeah, and I still need to send up a refueling mission to add more fuel to the tank. Actually, while we're here, let's make sure that the escape pod has enough fuel. Yeah, I'll make like a single-use craft that'll just dock up here, refuel both of these units, and then it'll just go. Maybe I could make it reusable. Maybe I'll just go back to Kerbin's atmosphere. Could burn up. I could make it reusable, as I said. It'll be a good habit to, like, get into, like, to make parts of crafts reusable if I eventually do a career save. And there is a lot of science that it has to transmit, which is why it's taking so long. Alright, it's done. Alright, so I'm gonna stop the research for now. So let's just check how much science we have, because it's definitely gonna be a lot. Alright, I was expecting to get 1,000, but that's still pretty good. So you have lots of stuff that we could upgrade. But of course, that's gonna come for later. Let's get back to the satellite, or the probe. The surface probe. Alright, so now this is one of the tricky parts. Which path is the probe on? Okay, it's on the blue one. So now I have to, like, adjust it to save on Delta V. Alright, because my goal is not for this craft to enter too harshly and get burned up, a periapsis of, like, alright, because I think Eve's atmosphere starts around, like, 100,000 meters. So I think that's pretty good for now. It allows us to save on Delta V. because, like, I don't want to risk my Kerbal's lives, I'm not going to, like, try to land on Eve. Instead, I'm just going to send a space station around it. So I could just, like, you know, we could observe it, but we're not going to land on it. Because I saw Matt Loud's tutorial on how to land on Eve. And it definitely seems like a pretty complex tutorial. Because, like, the rocket seems like so big just for one Kerbal, and he sent up Jebediah. Okay, stability assist is on. So I just need to... Okay then, that looks good. You know what? We can work with that. So let's go to Eve! Alright, this is where the mission is probably gonna get pretty intense. Maybe I should do like a crew, like, reset on the space station, because I think the crew on there is getting a little bored, so yeah, maybe it's time we, like, send them home. Alright, where's Eve? Can't see Eve. Oh, there's Eve, right there! So I'm gonna do, like, the science experiments, most of them when we get on Eve. But for now, we could... Oh, we're still on time warp. So now we could do some experiments. Alright. And we still have some to log on Eve and around Eve. What about this? Never seen this before. Don't know what this is. You've measured magnometer report while in space high over Eve. You measured the interaction between the solar wind and the magnetic field of this body as it deflects charged particles. Oh, okay then. So yeah, that's definitely gonna help us. Yeah, like, not sure if the deep space satellite's helping, or the mini satellite. Alright, now we can just get a little closer to Eve. And there's no chance of this Gilly. Yep, Gilly's just too small. Alright, well, let's get some shots here. Alright, so I'm gonna land on Eve when I'm on the daytime side of it. But we could just get some science here. Okay. The goop has become rubbery and bounces around the container. You know, let's just keep it until we're able to transmit it. And we still can't do it here? Okay then. Yeah, we're limited probe control. Trace magnetic fields are magnified by the sensitive instrument measured in real time as you orbit near this celestial body. It's almost like hearing the heartbeat of a planet, knowing if it's dead or inside or if something is churning. I don't really know what that means. Alright, but we still have the experiment. You know, like, if this video is longer than my average video, I guess it kind of, like, fits, since this is, like, a special video. It's, like, a milestone. Since, hopefully, this is going to be my first successful interplanetary mission. And, of course, the stakes aren't too high. Well, they are sort of high. But they're not as high as, like, sending a Kerbal. Because, as of right now, I don't trust myself to send a Kerbal to Eve. Because that just seems like a disaster waiting to happen with my skills. Yeah, I don't want to make Jeb a permanent Eve resident. Because Eve has a pretty harsh atmosphere. And I did see from some of my test flights that Eve has, like, I think, like, lime and yellow sunsets, like lime as the color. Alright, so I'll save the game here. Okay. Not sure if, like, landing in Eve's ocean would damage the craft, since Eve is, like, covered in ocean, but it's not water. It's like, what are Eve's oceans made of? Because I saw from, like, a Matt Loud video that he thinks that the oceans on Lathe are made of methane. So, but I don't think Eve would. I think, is it too hot? Like, I mean, you guys could see from, like, other missions that Eve is not so hot that it would, like, kill a Kerbal. However, like, because this can't be water, can it? Maybe it's, like, acid or something? Because I know, like, it rains acid on Venus, but because Venus is so hot, the acid just evaporates as it falls down. Okay, so we can transmit science, so we should probably transmit science while we're here. Alright, this is where it's gonna get intense. And you guys probably know at this point that Eve is the Kerbal Space Program analog for Venus. Alright then. Oh, are we gonna get a fireworks show? Now, you guys hopefully know that NASA never sent humans to Venus. It's simply too dangerous. I think this is gonna be a successful landing. Yeah, like every probe that has ever been sent to Venus was destroyed within 2 hours. So that should give you an idea about how hot Venus is. Not sure how hot Eve is meant to be. I mean, it's not hot enough where it would destroy the Kerbal's crafts. But like I said, the atmosphere is pretty thick, so it's actually pretty hard to like take off and stuff. Which is why I'm sending this probe. And like Matt Lowndes suggested, like I think it was Blunderbird's. Can't remember which one it was. It was a Blunderbird's episode where he sent an SSTO to rescue Valentina on Duna. And he said that he recommends Eve as your first interplanetary mission, and you could send like a rover or something that won't really return. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not sending a rover, but I'm sending a surface probe. Is that the debris? Like, did it just land? It landed on Eve with like no issues. This is fast forward. We have a long way to go until we actually land on Eve. So we still have some units. Alright, and the solar panel still has some sunlight. Oh yeah, and let's do some more experiments. Apparently not. So I guess we need to be on the surface. Huh? So I guess that extra piece got destroyed. This is awkward. Alright, so we still have one more to like send back. Alright, so the parachutes are fully deployed, so this does seem like it's going to be a successful landing. So we got the quick save. So we could probably just discard the heat shield at this point. And alright, it's gone. Yeah, we're definitely moving pretty slowly, like because Eve's atmosphere is so thick, it's probably really utilizes like the parachutes fairly well. Oh, so maybe these only work in space. Maybe that's why. Yeah, maybe I should check the Kerbal Space Program wiki more often. Wasn't really necessary, but like, oh, and like I have the quick save, so I guess I could like save on that fuel. Oh, we're here again. Actually, it does seem that we're pretty close. So in the meantime, let's just make sure that all our experiments are collected. SAS disengaged. Don't really know what happened there. Alright, we're almost on Eve. I think fine we'll be able to check the seismic activity. Oh yeah, so yeah, you can't quick save when you're about to crash, but whatever. Yep, we're moving pretty slowly. And the first successful mission to Eve that I ever did. Alright, so this is Eve's Peaks. The atmosphere is very dense at the surface, it crushes down on the instrument. Temperatures range between very cold then hot enough to boil water? The vibrations, though slight, might be enough to map the interior structure of the planet. Alright, so let's make sure that the craft can cool down. So yeah, let's just check to see if we could do anything with that. Now it doesn't seem so I guess we can only do it in space. Alright. Not enough electric charge. Oh, okay then, so we need to wait for it to be fully charged. So let's just make sure that everything is going to be transferred. So it looks like the sensor has detected possible seismic activity below the surface. So we could just time warp until it's fully charged. Say, I guess I should only send this out. Oh man, not enough charge. Well, I would say this is still a win. You're not sure if most of the samples change color for it's just the lighting. Alright then, so I guess I could just let this charge because yeah, I'll just let it charge because it seems that's going to require a lot of battery to actually transmit everything. But hey, like, I think the main thing is that this was still a win since we managed to get a first interplanetary flight. How cool is that? So yeah, like, this video is going to be almost like an hour long. But because this is an interplanetary flight, it's like a milestone, I think it fits. Like, this is my first ever successful interplanetary flight. Just imagine what we could do next. Alright. Oh, so it has a very weak connection to the KSC. So maybe once it has a stronger connection, maybe then we can like transmit things faster. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. First hop. Okay then, so yeah guys, this is just plain epic. Maybe I could like send a probe around Eve to like strengthen connection. Maybe I could even like send a small probe around Gilly. So yeah, you guys comment below if you guys like to see that. Like, and of course, like I can always like make a video with no commentary, and then I can just launch it. So there's still something for you guys to watch. And like it doesn't have to be part of this series, you know. All right, but in the meantime, let's get some cool stuff. So we have propulsion systems. So I'm definitely gonna want this. Let's see, and I want advanced fuel systems. Oh, so it needs multiple. Okay, so we can get heavy rocketry, nuclear propulsion. This is gonna be great for a Duna mission. Also, let me get this. But yeah, guys, like you guys can just tell, like I am just so happy about this because this is just plain epic. Like there's gonna be so much more we can do. Alright guys, so I'm just going to collect more science from the space station. Maybe next episode we'll like do a crew shuffle. Where they like send fuel up to the space station and then like we send the crew down. Let's just check up on how the crew are doing. Oh, is this how much science we can actually get from it? I don't know. Alright then, let's get the research back on. So yeah guys, like you could just tell like I'm just so happy about this because like this is a big success. So yeah, you guys comment down below like if you'd like me to make like videos with commentary about me sending satellites around more of the planets to strengthen the communications network. So yeah, you guys comment down below if you actually want that. Or like, and you could just like always. Okay, so what am I trying to say? So yeah, you guys comment down below what you want, either videos with commentary or videos without commentary that aren't part of this series. So yeah guys, like that's about it for this video. And gotta save the game, because you know, because like, what is it, Murphy's Law? Yeah, Murphy's Law. Basically like, anything that can go wrong will go wrong and at the worst possible time. So yeah guys, that's about it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Seems that there's some like winds on Eve. Yeah. Interesting. I should probably get a thumbnail here. Yeah, that's gonna make a great thumbnail. I should adjust it a little bit. There we go. That's gonna be a great thumbnail.